Mrs. Chevy Dude just bought her first car at auction a couple days ago. It just rolled in and oh my God. Mrs. Chevy Dude, where are you? Mrs. Chevy Dude. Oh. Hey, where are you? Did you just see what came in? The Toyota RAV4 is here and it's a turd. That's right. She bought her first car. It's a turd, but I think it's manageable. It looks like
it better be.
It's trash.
No, you are the one who pulls the trigger on actually buying things.
Don't put this on me. Don't you put this on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I'm the boss. I can.
Oh my God. All right, so get all that stuff out because I got a lot of work to do to work on this turd you bought.
Gotta do some work around here.
My name's on the building.
Exactly. So do all the work.
No, that means I don't have to do all the work.
No, you forgot. That's not how that works.
All right, so let's see if we can get this thing looking good. Before I can start working on this car though, we have somebody that works here who just decides to park wherever she wants. And right here is where all my buffing stuff is. Can you, like, why? You just
I got the primo spot.
You're not the primo person here.
I am the boss around here.
You're not the boss.
That makes me feel real sad.
So with a little bit of strategery, she is the official owner of the company, 51%, and I owe 49%. But the one cool thing that I love about the Tesla is I don't have to get in the car, just open up the app, and we just tell it to go. And it's just gonna move on its own. I don't hold anything. It's just gonna back up. Hopefully it doesn't run into the 𝘊𝘉, and you know, then I can get my spot back that I need here for rude people just doing it. So now I'm freaking out a little bit. We're gonna hit stop and let it stop. Now we got plenty of room so that I can do my work. So to kind of see what this condition of this vehicle is, this is a 2012 Toyota RAV4 with what, 140,000 miles? Yeah, 145,000 miles. And it's in decent shape for the age and condition, but there are some things on here that we definitely need to fix, like this guy right here. It's tough to see damage in pictures, and this guy right here needs to fix. That should be all buffable. Are you gonna do the buffing or am I gonna do it?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my goodness gracious. And then when you come back here and look, you know, it's just like this probably isn't gonna come off too much. It seems kind of deep. That's a paint touch up. Some of this stuff will come off up here if the camera's picking it up. This looks like their kid just went down and scraped it. We're not gonna be able to fix that too much, but some of these will come off, but not a whole lot of them. And then we just got other little itty bitty things that we need to take care of. And probably a lot of like small dealerships like mine wouldn't take care of this. But the thing that I have in my head is 22 years of franchise car dealership experience. I mean, that's like I'm learning, and I've actually had a couple customers here that have said, oh, I wasn't expecting anything great, and I detailed the heck out of this Honda Elantra, and they're like, this thing's amazing, right? I bought my own stuff so that I could do it here. And if I still have the picture of this, I'll put it on here, but this thing was absolutely pigged out on the interior. And my boy right down the street, Austin, at Austin Cleans Cars, did the detail on this and did a fantastic job. This thing, oh yeah, is that what you just said?
This is the first time I'm looking at it since I came back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This thing was
pigged out. And yeah, what she just said, we almost regretted buying this, but like I started looking for seat covers, which were going to be $500, which we can't put $500 more into this car. You can kind of see a little bit of stains that are still on that seat. This thing was absolutely trashed, and the camera picks up stuff much greater than what your naked eye picks up. So this does look a whole lot better. And this back here was like the big thing. Like this wasn't on the spare tire. It was just laying back here, and they had like a car cover or like a cargo cover back here that was absolutely pigged out. Like I don't know what they spilled on it. But yeah, that looks so much nicer back here. I just literally threw that away.
That truck there, the guy hung out the window, Chevy Dude!
Oh really? I missed it. Sorry, man. You're on YouTube now, bub. So I'm gonna start off with this orange yellow pad, as you will, and not start it early. To get this front fender and quarter panel. And I use 3M compound. And I gotta always remind people that dealerships, we're not going to use expensive stuff, right? Nobody cares if I use expensive stuff on this or Corvette. This is stuff I've been using my entire career in the car business. And you'll see, what you can't see it right there, But when I get done with this, I'm gonna use this medium pad, and it's gonna take a lot of this stuff off. And it's already making a big difference. And I'm putting my 𝘊𝘢 buffer down, and because I was reminded that I showed a picture on Instagram and Facebook that I was doing this on another car, and people were freaking out about me putting this on the ground. Again, doing this for so long, like, this is why I love the 𝘊𝘢. I don't know if you can see that. It really doesn't touch the ground. So when I have it even rotated to the side like that, it's not touching the ground. So people were like freaking out, like, get your buffer off the ground, blah, blah, blah. It's not touching the ground. But it's funny seeing everybody's comments. And just with that real light buff that I just did there, that completely has already changed the way this looks. But we'll hit it some more.
I think he has way too much fun with this.
So I'm doing this at about 1,700 RPMs, and it's done really good. So obviously with a straight wheel like this, all the rookies, they use those orbitals that move around so you can't burn paint. When I'm running at 1,700 RPMs and with this medium cut pad, I have a risk of burning the paint. So I always kind of like to stop, so it's kind of warm. So always kind of like stop for a second and let it cool down, and then also just kind of look at it, make sure there's, you know, anything I need to hit. I don't really want to wet sand on this vehicle, but if I needed to wet sand, I could wet sand on it and stuff like that. But that's pretty much all off now, which is really awesome. And obviously I'm doing this myself because, you know, I spent 150 bucks on this 𝘊𝘢 buffer. I spent 150 bucks on the compound that I have here. Spent another 40, 50, 60 bucks on the pads. And I don't have to pay Austin, who I love Austin, and he does a great job. I pay him enough money already to detail the cars, but I don't need to pay him another 200 bucks to buff this car when I can do it myself, which is saving you money as well. Because even though my labor is extremely expensive, you're not paying for my labor. So I probably don't need to do this, but you can kind of see just a little bit there, and it's not coming off with the buffer. You can see that this is already so much better. But this is my analytical ways. I'm gonna wet sand that off real quick because it's so simple to get off. So I'm using a 2000 grit paper, and if you don't know how to wet sand, the biggest thing is to make sure that the surface is wet. 2000 grit sandpaper. And I'm barely gonna touch this. It's already off that quick to get that off there. And to trigger people more, way back in the day, way back in 2000, I watched somebody literally buff a car while it was raining, and I learned that you can actually buff a car with water on it. So I didn't wipe any of that off. I'm gonna buff it. Now I wouldn't do this on a Corvette or anything like that. All right, so now that we've got that off and I've wet sanded it, it's really tough to see on a gray car like this, but like right there.
This car does not look gray.
Brown, whatever color. You can see that all those scuffs right there on the paint. So I'll polish that off and that'll all come off. But you can see just with that little bit of work of how much better this looks. And I'm proud to say that I've put my own elbow grease, as you will, in this front fender. So now we're going to do that to the rest of the car. And speaking of reconditioning cars, so what we're doing here for especially cars under 100,000 miles is we are doing a 172 point inspection on these cars. And as you know, I've got these nice 3 bays back here, which that's my C7 torn apart. And this is the Honda Elantra that we were working on, that I posted that picture on Instagram. And you can see how that water is beaten up ever so nicely here on the car. So this thing looks absolutely awesome. But I drove it yesterday to go show someone, and the front brakes were shuddering. So during our 172 point inspection, we found that the brakes were perfectly fine. They had way more life than what anybody would expect to have on the car. But these darn things right here, oh yeah, you can see some of the, oh yeah, look at that. Look at those chunks out of there. Oh my gosh, no wonder it was shuddering. So big chunks out of the rotors there. So we have replaced these rotors. So now we've got brand new front brakes and rotors on the Elantra. And we just got a package from UPS, and I'm really excited to go check out what this is. All right, so I got a box today, and these are from my friends, my new friends at Autel. And I met them after I got my car twin turboed, and we were racing up in Pennsylvania at Pocono. And they reached out to me and they said, hey, we want to help you out and make sure that you have the right diagnostics for your customers' cars. So they sent me this. This is a big box, but like most things in my life, it's overcompensating for something. And this is the box that's inside of it. This is advanced diagnostics information system from 𝘊𝘳. And this thing is rather heavy. So now,
It's a box in a box
it's in a box in a box in a box, right? Wow. So there is accessories. They've got their system here, OBD2 port. I have no idea how to use any of this stuff. So Merry Christmas to me, because this will, we get to play with this. And so big shout out and thank you to 𝘊𝘳, because now we have a complete diagnostic system here, pretty much for every car on the market. And if you are any type of modder or need something done, this right here is it. This is coming with Chrysler stuff, Kia stuff, Nissan, GM, Daewoo, BMW, Honda. Off the screen is my technician here, Rich, and this works pretty much for everything out there. Lamborghini, Ferrari, like you have not found anything that this doesn't work with, because you've got the same exact one. So thanks, 𝘊𝘳.
You know, you already cleaned this panel.
Yeah,
so
squirted a little
why
bit.
did you spray compound everywhere?
I was trying something new, and
It didn't work for you.
I shouldn't try new things. Trying to cut corners, and I know better.
Making me do work though.
Poor baby.
That's the problem.
All right, so here's a detailing trick. Yes, this is a 𝘊𝘳 torch. Come check this out right here. So you see how this plastic is all like nasty white, stuff like that. Now you see that side, it's not, because I've already done this. So check this out. Keep it right there. Keep the camera right there. Look at that. So obviously I gotta be careful with the windshield right there, but check that out. It looks good as new. All right, the time has come. We are done. And we worked on that for what, 90 minutes or so? 2 hours tops?
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's just before
You kept me from doing other work.
5 p.m. here, East Coast time, the day we're recording this. But there it is. So this looks absolutely amazing. But again, cameras hide a lot of stuff. So we're bringing out the LED light for a 145,000 mile vehicle. Not a black light. It's white LED. But check that out. There's no swirl marks in it. It looks great. This was the you remember the before, the what it looked like right here. I did wet sand it. I got a little carried away. I'm just really analytical on things, so you can see no swirl marks anywhere on this thing. It looks absolutely amazing. These are paint touch-ups, so we're not gonna be able to really mess with those much. But this is what it takes to recondition a car when we buy it at auction. A turd, and it's brown, so I mean it's fitting. So I brought the first turd, the Ford. You bought this turd, and but this one's going to work out. We don't have to send this back to auction and try to get our money back. So this thing looks absolutely amazing. And it's going to be an awesome car for someone, right?
It's a Toyota. They last forever.
They do last forever, you're right. So there you go. That's how we do it. And of course, if you're looking for a car, you can reach out to us at mikescarstore.com and use our concierge service that we can find you any late model car that you are looking for.